Business was soft. You know, I mean, we can look back with fond memories on this stuff, but, you know, try being on the road at that time and getting a draw and then no fucking money on your pay when you get your check in the mail. You know, I remember they used to put us on, you know, for our second, like over in Europe, and then just, you know, like the agents would just, you know, mark out like for us doing a 15-minute, you know, through, right. And like, it's like, we're not fucking here to like entertain you, George Steele. When word started getting around, like, okay, that maybe, you know, they're throwing money around and they want, you know, I remember Vince specifically having a meeting telling us, none of you's for fucking going anywhere. I always crave knowledge. I always want to know what the fuck was going on, you know, behind the scenes, what the gate was, what the ratings were. Shit people used to fuck with me about when I first got there, you know? Like I remember coming in one time and quoting the fucking rating, 3-2 rating we got, you know, and then I was the 3-2 kid for a while. Tony Ludwig Borga was hurt that night too. So we both were in the same ambulance on the way to the hospital. We didn't have two ambulances because Ivan Putski commandeered the other one. He figured it was more important that he get a ride back to the hotel. It was obvious that, you know, the powers that be, or whatever, how you want to put it, were behind Lex. I mean, I don't know, you know, first clue might have been the big fucking boss. You know, Vince was still, you know, Luger. We want to shove Luger. Meanwhile, the people were saying something different. They wanted Brett. I remember getting the word after the match with Owen, at King of the Ring, that I was going to have the match with Brett. And so we had a couple weeks, you know, we were psyched up getting ready for this thing. And it was a big deal to Brett too, you know.
Is Bruce a little crazy?
Yeah, and he was definitely going into business for himself out there. Yeah, because I remember that just being the talk of the, maybe not the whole locker room, but amongst certain people. Like I remember talking to Brett about it. Like Brett was aware, you know,
Did Brett
about how his brothers were.
Did Brett warn anyone that
Yeah,
maybe
of course
this
he
isn't a
did.
good idea?
Yeah, Vince and I like throwing bathroom humor at each other, and fucking Arnie tries to jump in and makes a comment about Randy, and fucking Vince's face just turned like almost he went into tears. He was a mark.
But does he think he's going to get a run?
Yeah. He didn't want to do the sharpshooter finish with Brett. I've never given up, and I don't really want to start now. I was like, well, fuck you then. Like, let's put somebody else in the main event. Give him that payoff. I remember he got fucking Visine in his water bottle that night.
Who would have done something like
I
that?
have no fucking clue. I don't even know how I would know about something like that. Vince maybe thinks that, okay, Bob Backlund's a name that's going to resonate like throughout the WWE or WWF, you know, world or universe, whatever you want to call it. Because as far as Vince is concerned, you know, I mean, Bob was, in his world, a big deal. I remember locking up with Jeff and going, this fucking guy has never had a match in his fucking life. I had to put him in and out of holds. But he could do the spots fine, but he couldn't wrestle at all. Not one fucking bit.
What's in the bucket?
Oh, depends on fucking night, dude. And depends on who's getting it.
Do you have any say on what's in the bucket ever?
Sure. Got to say on what I fucking put in there. Directed ourselves.
Gotcha.
Fuck a move up, like Scott, fuck a move up, or somebody'd fuck up. Because you're working with job guys every night, right? So, you know, chances are you're gonna get a shitty one every now and then. And, you know, Scott, if the guy would fuck up, Scott would just look at the camera and go, take two. And just fucking do the exact same thing again.
So they know to edit it.
Yeah, give them an editing point and everything. We really weren't out to fucking, we didn't have this conspiracy to, you know, run everything and, you know.
Would all the members
We just were trying to do the best for the company.
Would all the members of the clique agree with that?
Maybe not. Maybe I'm just naive.
Is it a dirty business? Is it the
Generally?
bastard child of entertainment?
Yeah.